course on that very topic over the summer, I believe. But just to bottom line it, the immune system tends to limit itself or shut down when in a fight or flight response to things. And in our daily world, you know, going through work or driving in traffic, many things trigger this fight or flight stress response. And we don't even notice that it's happening until we take a step back and we feel, maybe our neck is tight, fists are clenched, something like that. What meditation does is reverse that stress response and bring you into the relaxation response. And when you are in the relaxation response, your immune system opens up and gets a boost. So that's bottom line why meditation can do that for you. Meditation can help in reducing the perception of pain and relieving chronic pain due to arthritis and other disorders. Now, some people liken that to sort of thinking yourself out of illness, and that's not really what it is. It's more again, getting into that relaxation response and getting in touch with the energies that actually are healing. It's not just thinking yourself well. It can balance your mood and bring awareness and mindfulness to everyday aspects of your life. So meditation can be anything. That's the most important thing to take away. And the best thing about it is that you can practice it at any time. Anything can become a meditation. Any thought, even one that appears negative, as I was, talking about before, something that maybe you heard on the news that you find disturbing, you can use as a meditation to help you expand, dissolve that which appears to be a difficulty, and gaining power from it. You can walk or sit quietly if you can find a nice natural setting. That allows your thoughts and sensations to just arise and abate. And as I mentioned, there's many guided meditation apps and such things. I will be bringing back our guided meditation segment in the show, if not this week, then next. That might help you to begin creating your meditation practice. So basically there's three kind of steps that you can take to help you when you begin, if you have not already begun, on a journey with meditation practice. We should understand meditation is more, though, than just some sort of a self-improvement project. The biggest benefits that you get from meditation are letting go of self-judgment and expectations and the demands of the world that seem to drive us further and further away from the truth of who we are. So when you begin your meditation, one thing you can do is make offerings. Just like when you might go into a church or any religious space, there's often flowers, candles, and those kinds of things. These are offerings, and you can set up a space in your home, just a small corner if you want to, which you can put fresh flowers or candles, anything that brings a sense of warmth or light or safety. These are offerings. But one of the best offerings you can offer is your own experience in the moment. That is getting in touch with that which is with you right now, however you might feel, whether it's great or upset or disturbed or both. Feel it all, and offer it up. Offer it up as exactly what you are feeling in the moment, and offer it up to your highest self for appreciation, for understanding, for awareness. It can help you feel relieved and cleansed. Second thing that you can do during your meditation is ask for blessings. However you might approach that, however you might feel connected to. And whatever you feel connected to, you can ask, or not even just ask, understand that it blesses you. Ask for its continued blessing and support. And that can be whatever you resonate to, whether you see yourself as a scientist or a mother or a student or a poet or a painter, or you see yourself as a Buddhist or a Christian. Whatever you feel connected to the most, that is what blesses you. And then once you finish your meditation for the day or the time, you may kind of connect to whatever benefit you might feel. And you can even give thanks for that. And you may offer to share whatever you got from your practice with others. And that way you become the blessing. So those are things to think about in your meditation. And in fact, that was in a way kind of a guided meditation in and of itself, wasn't it? So I hope that was helpful to you. Now we're going to talk about some health issues, some wellness tips that we can think about. Something that I discovered recently is a additive that is little known, and I believe it's pronounced carrageenan, Carrageenan, and there's been a lot of research about this and its safety or lack thereof. It actually is a pretty common food additive that comes from red seaweed, Chondrus crispus, also known as Irish moss. There's no nutritional value to it, but it often is used to thicken and emulsify things like ice cream, yogurt, cottage cheese, and other processed foods. And there have been studies that have linked degraded forms of this, forms not used in food, to cancers and ulcerations of the gastrointestinal tract. And undegraded forms of this, carrageenan, and this is what they do use in the foods, have been associated with stomach problems and malignancies. Apparently there was a study in 2012, several in fact, that addressed the effects of carrageenan. And according to this study by Dr. Joanne Tobacman, her research shows that exposure to this additive can cause inflammation, and that when we consume processed foods containing it, we ingest enough to cause inflammation in our bodies. And inflammation, as you probably know, is the root of many diseases such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and cancer. Apparently this can also, they discovered that when laboratory mice were exposed to low concentrations of carrageenan for 18 days, they developed profound glucose intolerance and impaired insulin action. And if you're not familiar with those terms, that adds up to diabetes. So apparently this carrageenan, whether it's degraded or not, can be at the root of many of these things. But carrageenan is still, FDA approved and still used widely in many food products. In 2015, the United Nations Joint Expert Committee of the Food and Agricultural Organization and World Health Organization on Food Additives announced that this was not of concern when used in infant formula at concentrations up to 1,000 milligrams per liter, even though it's been banned in the European Union. So there's significant evidence that it's something to be avoided. So this is something else to look for when you're looking at your labels, which I know you do, because that is the best way to ensure the health of your body and to know what's going into your system. Look for this, particularly if it's ice cream or yogurt or something that you eat. Carrageenan. Look for any things containing carrageenan and try to stay away from them. Particularly if you have stomach problems, things like irritable bowel syndrome, and so on. So that brings us to the discussion of processed foods, which is where we find things like carrageenan and other types of additives. And there's new research which actually isn't anything new. If you ever saw the documentary Super Size Me, in which the film's director goes on a 30-day McDonald's diet, eating nothing but McDonald's, and develops all kinds of health problems because of it. One of the things that is brought out in that movie, by the way, as he goes to see his doctor, the doctor tells him that he has this high level of glucose because of this, and on top of it, Morgan Spurlock begins to talk about Morgan as the film director, and he's the one going through this 30-day McDonald's experience in the movie Super Size Me.